But aren't SSPX just traditional Catholics who want to preserve Catholicism by safeguarding sacred tradition?
In Archbishop Lefebvre's sermon at the 1988 Episcopal consecrations, he said he imagined many popes of the past saying to him, quote, "Unless you do something to continue this tradition of the Church which we have given to you, all of it shall disappear. Souls shall be lost." End quote. But is SSPX Catholicism in line with sacred tradition? Firstly, sacred tradition tells us that Christ founded a church, and he gave one man, the Pope, the authority to rule that church in his name. As the Catechism states, the Pope has, quote, "full, supreme, and universal power over the whole church, a power which he can always exercise unhindered." End quote. And Christ prayed for Peter and his successors, promising them that their faith will not fail. While papal authority doesn't mean that everything the Pope says is infallibly binding, and nor does it mean that we only listen to the Pope when he's teaching infallibly, it does mean that it's the papacy that guarantees the truth of the Church's teaching in every age. Secondly, sacred tradition tells us that the Church's teaching authority, or what's called her living magisterium, is made up of the current Pope and the bishops in union with him, meaning only those bishops who teach what the Pope teaches and govern in line with him. But SSPX urges its members to listen only to past magisteriums of the Church, and not the living, that is, the current one, even though both past and present magisteriums rest on the same papal teaching authority. Thirdly, sacred tradition tells us, as the First Vatican Council stated, that all Catholics are to obey the Pope in all those things that, quote, "touch upon the discipline and government of the Church," end quote. But the Society doesn't submit to the governing authority of the Pope. In fact, Priest Superior Father David Pagliarani governs the Society's bishops, and with his council, he, not the Pope, decides which men will be consecrated on the 1st of July. SSPX never seems to question any of its assumptions, and with its parallel magisterium and parallel line of bishops, it's locked by choice into a world of the past.
But is it such a problem to keep with the Catholicism of the past?
Unfortunately, in doing so, the Society and its followers are cut off from the living magisterium, which interprets the gospel for us living today. The Society behaves as if, as Pope Benedict said, the Church's teaching authority froze in 1962. This means SSPX faithful aren't exposed to the teachings of Vatican II and post-conciliar documents such as the Catechism of the Catholic Church, the revised Code of Canon Law, as well as the magisterial teaching of almost 6 popes, from St. Paul VI to Pope Leo XIV. But again, it's the authority of the popes which alone safeguards sacred tradition, not SSPX. In 1988, St. John Paul II explained that sacred tradition is, quote, "authentically interpreted by the ecclesiastical magisterium, which is led by the Pope, especially in the ecumenical councils from Nicaea to Vatican II," end quote. This Pope identified SSPX's problem as an incomplete idea of sacred tradition. Incomplete because the Society doesn't realise that sacred tradition is a living thing, not frozen, but progresses in the Church with the help of the Holy Spirit.
But don't those who are schismatic hate the Church? SSPX loves the Church.
None of us want to doubt this, but this doesn't change the fact that what SSPX did in 1988 was a schismatic act under Canon 1387. This canon forbids bishops to be consecrated without the Pope's permission, and this is what the Society did. It's worth reflecting that schism doesn't begin with a schismatic act, but with a mentality that rejects a fundamental principle of the Catholic faith. And that principle is this: where Peter is, there is the Church. This is a pre-Vatican II statement that can't be ignored.
But what if Christ has in fact chosen SSPX to safeguard the Church and not the recent popes?
To Peter and his successors, Christ said, "On this rock I will build my church," meaning on the rock of the papacy he will build his church. And he saw quite clearly all the papacies and all the conditions of the church throughout history when he said it. Christ is quite capable of safeguarding the church through the papacy, no matter who the pope is. In recent centuries, we have been blessed with many saintly popes, but in the past, sadly, we have had murderers, fornicators, liars, traitors, weaklings, and shameless opportunists on the papal throne. And still, Christ was able to safeguard his church. Each of us must make a choice. Are we willing to be formed by Christ, guiding the papacy as he promised he would? Or will we rely on our own judgment, or that of chosen experts, which, if we're honest, is liable to prejudice and ignorance? Those who do not think with the Church begin to distrust the papacy. So it was for Archbishop Lefebvre.